Lovelies. Good morning, or good afternoon actually, because it's actually noon. I wanted to come up here and do a quick little update with you guys. I am 37 weeks and 4 days, and I'm actually headed to my OB appointment today, and then after that I have my specialist appointment with maternal fetal. I wanted to kind of explain to you guys. So last week at my appointment, nothing really happened. They didn't do anything. Everything was fine. Friday, I woke up and I was supposed to have my maternal fetal appointment because I go twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. And on Fridays, they do a non-stress test. And I was on my way to that appointment. And remind you guys, you know, I live in Jacksonville, so my appointment is an hour and a half away. So I woke up around 5, didn't feel very well, and I was having a lot of cramping in my lower back, like period cramps, but a little bit stronger than that, and they weren't going away. And it was also TMI. It was also followed by slight diarrhea, and I was like, what the hell is this? I don't just get that, you know, I get that like with food poisoning or if something's bothering me, like anxiety, but I don't have anxiety. And then, you know, when I first found out I was pregnant with Nathan, you know, that was when I had, you know, diarrhea and a UTI, and then, you know, it was just like telltale signs type. So I thought that was weird. I was like, well, you know, I have to get up and get ready anyway. I was very nauseous. I felt like I had like a brick like inside my stomach, like something was causing me to not be hungry. And I felt like if I was going to eat, I was going to throw something up. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to drink my water. And so from the moment I left my house in Jacksonville, an hour and a half later, by the time I got to my appointment, my contractions were getting worse. They were moving from my back to my abdomen, and you could actually see my stomach tighten up. I was in so much pain. I get to my appointment, I open the door, I get to the front door of where you walk in at the front desk, and they immediately escorted me out. They said that they could see how much pain was on my face, that they wanted me to go straight to the hospital, which thank God is right around the corner. So I go to the hospital, I go to triage, and they hook me up to the monitors, and as soon as she was about to put the monitors on, she saw my stomach just go like this. She's like, yeah, you're contracting, I can see it. And then they were actually showing up on the screen. They were every 3 minutes, every 2 to 3 minutes. And so I hadn't had a cervix check since 34 weeks, because at 34 weeks I was dealing with a lot of UTIs, and so they did a speculum check, and as she did that, she was like, well, I saw that your cervix is, bless you, I saw that my cervix was closed. She's like, so it's closed and way up there and it's not doing anything. So that was at 34 weeks. Now I'm at 37, and this is 37.0 because this was Friday. And she checked me. She was like, you are 3 centimeters dilated, 50% E phase, and station -2. I was like, wow. If any of you follow my other videos, that is a huge deal, because with Liliana, I was nothing. Even at 35 weeks when I got induced, I was nothing. So when they had to induce me, I was starting from nothing. So the fact that my body this time around is already trying to do what it's supposed to do on its own is huge. So I really thought that was pretty cool to know. So they kept me for a few hours because they wanted to see if I was actually in labor, and I was not. My cervix didn't change from anything. It didn't change from 3 to 4. I'm still in the first phase. I'm still in the first phase of what they call predominant labor, I think, if I'm saying that correctly. And that's basically when your body is in early labor. But early labor can last for weeks. But as you guys know, I'm being induced at 39 weeks, so I don't have to go forever with this issue. But it would be nice if my body went into labor naturally. So I was there from 1:30 till 8:30. I got discharged at 8:30. Still wasn't feeling very well. I actually puked in the hospital, and it was so embarrassing. I don't like puking in front of people, and I was immensely sick. Like, the contractions hurt so bad, they were making me physically ill. And so they gave me some crackers and some Sierra Mist to try to calm my stomach down, and it helped. And then, like, I got discharged from the hospital, and they gave me I don't know what they gave me, but she gave me something in the IV because I needed to get my fluids up. And she gave me something in the IV that actually made me so relaxed. It made me hungry. So I was like, I want pizza. Like, immediately after that, I was like, I want to eat something. So we went and got food, and then we went home. And like I said, it's a travel. It is a travel. We have to do this every week, twice a week. Tuesdays and Fridays, you have to drive to and from Wilmington, which is an hour and a half from where I live. And that's like not even including traffic. And if anyone knows about Wilmington, there's always a ton of traffic there. So it's a distance and it takes some time to get there. So I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm sitting there thinking, like, crap, they sent me home. What the hell do I do if I go into labor? Like, I've never been this far. I don't know what to really look for, because I thought this was it, but it wasn't. So it's like, how do I know when it's really detriment to go and hope to God I get there on time, because I am an hour and a half away. So that's why I was like, oh, this is so stressful. So I've just been kind of dealing with like the back pain and the cramping, and it's really bad to walk because Nathan is so low. I feel like he's lower than he was. I can't really sleep, and I'm having to stuff pillows all around me because my pelvis literally feels like it's gonna fall off. It's so painful. It hurts to walk. It hurts to do anything. It hurts to breathe. And I look like crap. I don't even have I haven't worn makeup in weeks. Like, it's been so long. I just don't even care how I look at this point. I'm just so uncomfortable. Every time I go to my doctor's, because I am an hour and a half away, I make sure I have to bring bags. I make sure I have to bring Lily's stuff for when I drop her off at my brother's, because my brother is going to be watching her while I'm in the hospital, because he lives in Wilmington, so it'll be a lot easier that way. I make sure I have my duffel bag, everything for Nathan, and then Jay's bag. So it's like, at this point, it's a coin toss. We don't know, like, if we're just gonna go to an appointment and then be done, or we don't know if we're gonna go to this appointment and then be sent to triage. Like, we have no idea, so we have to really pack. His car seat is actually in the car and ready. It's actually my sister-in-law, she gave me her old car seat because it's still in the regulations and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool, because the car seat I wanted actually went up like an extra $100, and I was like, damn. So I was pretty bummed about that. So we have this for right now that we can use until I can get that one car seat. It's the Extend-A-Fit. I love that car seat. Oh my gosh, it's so useful. Liliana's car seat is nice. She has the Graco MyRide, but I didn't want to get that one for him because it's so bulky and big. Like, we would literally have no back seat between the two car seats together. And speaking of Liliana, she's actually at my mom's right now, because believe it or not, my OB doesn't allow children. So I have to have my mom watch her whenever I go to my appointments. But her car seat actually just recently got switched. That is how big she is. If you guys have seen any of my old videos from a few years ago, she is not that little 6-month-old baby anymore. She is 3.5, and her car seat just got switched to forward facing because she is now 40 pounds and she's 37 inches tall. So because of the height and weight regimens, we had to switch her. She can no longer rear face. I mean, I'm sure she could if I bought her a brand new car seat with, longer, length and height, but with what we have, she outgrew the requirements, so she now has to forward face, which I wasn't really ready for that. That was kind of emotional for us because I was like, oh my gosh, she's not my little baby anymore. She's my big girl. So that's what's going on lately so far. I'm heading to my appointment now. I haven't had the diarrhea today, but I had it yesterday, and I'm gonna bring that up at my appointment, and the fact that I was in triage, and I'm gonna see if they can do what's called a membrane sweep. I just got off the phone with the hospital because they called me. They were doing like a follow-up, asking how I'm doing, asking how I'm feeling, and they said that they might not do it because according to new regulations, certain places don't do membrane sweeps unless you're like 40 weeks plus, because they like to do it for only medical reasons. I don't know. I was like, well, they're inducing me anyway in a week and a half. So if I get a membrane sweep and he comes on his own, I would much prefer that than to have an induction. So that's what I'm shooting for, because I'm not using an epidural because of the fact that it screwed up my back last time with Lily. So I'm not using that. If I have to use any kind of medication, it's going to be like, you know, oh, what do they call it? The Stadol, you know, stuff like that. Like, I don't want to use an epidural, and plus I don't want to have to see my baby be so lethargic again, because Lily was so lethargic she wouldn't eat. I'm trying to avoid that. So it's like, I don't want to be put on Pitocin and then, you know, want an epidural because the contractions are so freaking intense. I'd rather just go into labor naturally so that the contractions are intense enough to make me dilate, but not to the point where I want to die, you know? So I guess I have a lot of questions to ask, and I'm going to come back on here after my appointment and update it, and then have that clip for you guys so that you guys will be up to par as far as my 36-week appointment and my 37-week appointment. And I guess we will just go from there. So I'm headed to my OB appointment, and then after that I will have my women's maternal fetal appointment, which is my specialist, and they do a quick ultrasound, they talk with you. They did a growth scan last week, so they're not going to do one this week most likely. So they're probably just going to check the fluids, and they're probably just going to check to make sure baby looks good, and I may get a picture or two. So that's pretty much it, and then I will just update you guys after both of those appointments and tell you what happens. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Hi lovelies. So if you're watching this right now, I am in the hospital and I will be having my baby soon. So I will keep you updated on Snapchat. So if you do not have my Snapchat, it's gonna be in the description below. So please follow me there, because it's kind of easier for me to do updates. I will be doing a full-on, you know, video of labor and delivery. But for now, it's just going to be this little video letting you know that I am in the hospital. I've been admitted, and I will not be leaving until I have Nathan Scott with me. So please follow me on Instagram. Please follow me on Snapchat for any updates. And I'm super excited. Bye, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. So here is an update. I said that I was going to be going to my OB, and then I was going to be going to my specialist. So everything went fine at my OB. And then they said they weren't going to do a membrane sweep because they don't do those unless medically necessary, which, whatever. And so they said everything was fine. I go to my specialist doctor. They did an ultrasound. He looked beautiful. He's obviously head down, has a lot of hair. And then because if you're familiar with like a specialist for like maternal fetal, you do the ultrasound, and then at the very end, you speak to the specialist doctor. I spoke to the specialist doctor, and she had some concerns. She got my blood results back from last week's labs, and she said that my kidney levels were extremely high, and they were very concerning to her. So she was like, plus that, plus your headaches. She was like, so I'm going to send you over to labor and delivery for triage. She was like, that way we can get your blood works back extremely fast, because if they're high again, you're not leaving the hospital. I was like, okay. So I get here to triage, and I was like, all right, I'm just here for blood work. And I was like, they said my kidney levels were high. And they were like, They took us back. Instead of taking us to triage, they took us all the way back to labor and delivery, like in a birthing room. And they were like, oh, it's because we don't have any other rooms available. I was like, okay. I get back in here. I'm just waiting and waiting. The lady comes back. She was like, okay, so we're not going to do an observation for labs. You're staying. I was like, what? She was like, I just spoke to my boss, who I'm guessing is like the lead doctor of the labor and delivery floor, and they told her that the levels are so high and my headaches, they don't want to chance it. They don't want to risk it. The fact that I just got my levels told to me today, they were taken last week, so they've been high all this week. They don't want to chance it. I'm 37 weeks and 4 days today. They're like, you're perfectly fine. Your term, we're not worried. We don't want to wait until next week for your induction, because I was supposed to get induced next Friday. So I was like, okay. So they have me admitted. I'm in the hospital. They have me on a Pitocin drip. When I went to the hospital on Friday for the experience that I had, I was already 3 centimeters dilated. So they're working with that. I'm still 3 centimeters. I'm still 3 centimeters. 2 hours ago I was. And I haven't been checked recently, but 2 hours ago when they first checked me, when I first got here, I was still 3. So they started me on Pitocin. They don't want to waste the time on the pills because they're like, you're already 3 centimeters dilated, you're already ripening. So they got me on the Pitocin to see how that goes. And then they said once the Pitocin gets going and the baby drops a little bit lower, that they're going to either break my water or my water is just already going to break on its own, whichever. So, and then we're going to go from there. I just want to update you guys right now. So far, I'm on a, I don't know if you guys can see that, I am on a 6. I'm feeling some contractions. Some are worse than others, but just trying to breathe through them. Like I said, I'm trying to do this without an epidural because last time it really messed my back up. So I'm really just trying to breathe. I'm just trying to be positive, and he'll either be born late tonight or tomorrow. So he keeps hiding from the monitor. There we go. He keeps hiding from the monitor. He's just being a little butt. But I will keep you guys updated. So I'll come back with an update later on. Bye guys. Please, I just wanted to come up here and update you guys. I am 6 centimeters dilated and 80% E-phased. I'm very tired. I had some Stadol last night and apparently I was speaking some nonsense. So that's pretty funny to hear about when you wake up. So right now my nurse just left and new nurses and new doctors are on call right now, and I'm waiting on the doctor to come in. They're supposed to discuss with me about breaking my water to get things even more progressed, because it's pretty much what happened after I had, when I had Liliana. I was around 6 or 7. They broke my water. Things pretty much just progressed on their own. So we're looking into doing that and then going from there. So Nathan should be born today because it's only 7:40 in the morning, and I'm already, oh, blood pressure. I'm already, 6 centimeters dilated. I just need to get a phase to 100 completely, and then that should help me dilate a little bit more. So that's pretty much the only update right now. I'm having some contractions, as you can see. Very, very painful, but I'm just trying to breathe through them. I am on level 20 of the Pitocin. And this hospital only goes up to a 20. They said you have to get a special request to go up to 26, which is weird for me because with Liliana, I went up to a 41. But then again, from Liliana, I was starting at 0 effacement, 0 dilation. So the fact that I'm starting with something, my body is actually responding to this Pitocin, which is nice. It's definitely a different atmosphere. I'm in pain, but I'm not like, screaming like I was with Lily. I'm just breathing through, just trying to take it day by day, moment by moment. I got the Stadol last night to help me sleep and relax because the contractions are in my back and I'm laying in the bed. I won't be able to get up and really be mobile. I mean, I get up to pee, but I won't really be able to get up and really be mobile until my water breaks and they can put the, I forget what it's called, the fetal monitor on his head. So at that point I can walk around, but until then I gotta stay in the bed. But hopefully once I get to that point I can walk around because the contractions will be much more painful by then and I'll be able to bounce on the ball. So that is my update for now. ladies. So I will update you later on. Bye, guys. Hi, lovelies. It's me again. And I had Nathan. He is here and he is so beautiful. I did not get to vlog as much as I wanted to because this labor was so crazy. And I will go full on into it when I do my birthing vlog. But he is here, he is beautiful, he is healthy. His blood sugars were just a little bit low when he was born, which makes sense because I was in labor for 15 hours and he hadn't eaten, neither had I. So that was to be expected. But his levels since he's been eating has gone up. I tried nursing him. He nursed for about 5 minutes per side. But because his level was so low, we wanted to make sure that he was actually eating. So I had to supplement with formula, but I am going to be trying to breastfeed as well as formula. So, but it's something I want to try on my own. It's something I want to be forced into. It's nothing that I want to be pressured into. It's just something I want to try for myself to see if I can. Especially with me being on the glyburide, because for those of you who don't know, I am insulin resistant, and my insulin resistance comes from my PCOS and my, what's the word? I'm so spaced out right now. Endometriosis. So on top of that, with pregnancy, I was extremely insulin resistant. So now that the placenta's out and everything's out, now I can actually see how insulin resistant my body is without the pregnancy, because I'm no longer pregnant. So I'm gonna get a breast pump, and I'll be talking to everybody about that soon. Nathan's doing good. He's actually sleeping in his bassinet right now. So I'm going to, Jay, can you bring me the bassinet, please, so I can show? He's so cute. I can't, he's so small. He is 6 pounds, 9 ounces, and 19 inches long. And, oh, it's okay. And, he is just adorable. So cute. He looks exactly like Liliana. He looks just like a little doll. That's okay. Here he is. Oh, isn't he precious? I can't. Oh, he's so cute. I just can't. I could just stare at him all day. And he's gonna be eating here in a little bit. So I'm gonna have to stop this video and give him something to eat to make sure that his blood sugars do not drop. But he's doing so well. He's been sleeping a lot. He's kind of tired. I will go into my full birthing, labor and delivery story about what all happened, because it was insane. Let me tell you, a lot of pain. All I'm gonna say is I did this with no medicine. I did have Stadol last night, a little bit of Stadol just to help me sleep because I was having a little bit of anxiety. And they gave me just a little bit of Stadol, but as you know, Stadol does not stay in your system very long, maybe like 45 minutes, an hour tops. So I don't really consider that anything because it wasn't while I was in active labor or anything. But today I didn't get anything. So I delivered him completely natural, which was intense to say the least. That was extremely painful. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It's not something I actually planned on doing, but like I said, I will get into that in my labor and delivery story. So yes, which will be filmed after y'all see this video. So yeah, he is here. He's beautiful. He is healthy. Right now, we're just, spending family time together, getting to know him. Liliana is still with my brother, but she did stop by to meet her baby brother this morning. I had him at 9:44 a.m. So the induction started last evening around 6, and I had him 9:44 a.m. this morning. So I was in labor for roughly 15 hours, not even, because of the fact that I did stop twice for a break where they actually cut me off of Pitocin, and I was able to have a sandwich. And so my body was just doing its own thing pretty much. Because I remember I didn't start at 0. I started at 3 centimeters. So my body, was already trying to do something. So it wasn't as strict.
But they broke my water this morning, and when they broke my water, that is when all hell broke loose, basically. But everything's doing good. My blood pressures are beautiful. My ankles aren't swollen. I feel great. I feel amazing. I feel so much better than I did 3 years ago when I had Lily. It's such a completely different experience. I didn't have issues with my placenta this time, but the whole time I was having PTSD, I kept telling them, you know, I'm scared, you know, like, I'm scared. And it's because they knew what I went through last time. And so they were just making me feel very comfortable. They're like, you know, this isn't the same. You know, this experience is different. You know, trust us. And overall, it was a very great experience. It's so amazing here at this hospital. You get a menu and you can just order food whenever you want. And it's free. Comes right to your door. Takes about 30 minutes for you to receive it. And you just deliver. I just ordered my dinner. I'm having grilled salmon with salad, a baked potato, and chocolate cake and sweet tea. Hello. I am so stoked. Like, what even is this? So I'm just gonna leave this video at that, and I will explain everything word for word in my labor and delivery video, so be on the lookout for that. But he is here, he is healthy, he is beautiful. Hopefully we get to go home in 2 days. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.